Hello. Today I'm going to do a video about the number 4, continuing my numbers videos. Okay, so there's 4 points. The number 4, to me, I feel like it's one of the numbers that I really understand, that I'm kind of like, I feel really at home with this number. It feels really stable to me. The number 4 has to do with like right angles, and there's this thing that I read saying that like positive numbers, or I mean like odd numbers or positive numbers, kind of, and even numbers are negative numbers. I'm not completely sure how relevant that is, only the number 4 kind of has to do with home, in the sense that it's like, it's at rest. It's not really, it's really, really predictable. It's really simple in the sense that it's about what it's about. And that's where its power lies, in its relative simplicity. It's simple in the sense that what it does pretty much all the time. So here's the number 4 in a circle. The way I do numbers is I take a circle which is 1, and then it's dividing that circle into 4 parts. What it also is taking a single point, which is 1 also, and multiplying that by 4. So it's like the inverse operations together. I like to imagine numbers, the personalities, as if each point in the circle is a person, and they're sitting together. So this would be 4 people kind of sitting in a circle together. And to describe the personality of that number, I would imagine or I guess I would recommend for a person to imagine 4 people sitting. There's someone directly opposite me, and then there's 2 people like this, who are opposite each other, and kind of the dynamics that are involved if these four people are sitting here having like a conversation or something. This is a number that denotes planning. By the time the numbers have gone from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, it's obvious that there's going to be more numbers. There's going to be further complexity, most likely. And so this is a planning stage. This is kind of like a way I also think of numbers is like if a building is being built, 1 is the conception of the idea for the building. 2 is like the person who finds that, like seeking out help, like sharing their vision and sharing their dream. 3 is kind of like finding one more person that actually, it's more than talking about it at that point, it's action. It's saying like, this is what, like we're gonna do it. 3 is kind of, it's action inspired. In a way, the number 3 has its balance in motion. The number 4 is the planning stage. Like, everyone has made the decision to make this building pretty much. It's like laying the groundwork, laying the foundation, doing the very most simple, obvious things that are going to make all the rest of the steps easier. It could be like sitting around a table with like a blueprint or whatever, with all the planning documents. Here's a garbage truck. Like in the sense of a city, the number 4 could be like, it could be like all the things that are always going to happen, like as far as like the city commissioners or like the people that pay their taxes. That's why they can like pay their taxes with like any sort of satisfaction or happiness. It's because things get done. There's simple, specific things that happen. I'm not like saying everyone like, let's all go pay taxes, it's the greatest. All I'm saying is there's reasons people put up with it, or have been putting up with it. The people that do put up with it, the reasons to me seem to be like, there's all these like simple things, like let's maintain the roads, let's like, I don't know, stuff like that. It's like taking care of business type of number. It's not in a hurry, only it's like, its job is to be constant and consistent. It's also like, it's present all over in like the way that roads are laid out at right angles and the way buildings are built with right angles so that they're up perpendicular to the ground, they stay standing. It's, in a way, it's a technology, only it's like so simple and obvious. It's not really like something that has to be explained in a whole lot of detail. The number 4, hold on, I'm gonna draw the square. So this is a square, very familiar. This is basically what the number 4 offers in its most obvious sense. It's like a building block, basically. Yeah, the number 4 is responsible, I would say. It's responsible. And it's stable. I like drawing the numbers with a point in the center. The even numbers also, when I draw them, they have lines that go through the center. I'll do that in a second. The odd numbers are stars, and then after the number 6 or 8, the even numbers can be drawn as stars also. We'll get to that though. In astrology, the square, or like an aspect of 90 degrees, is something that corresponds to this number. The number 4 can be difficult because it's kind of stubborn. It can be kind of immovable, and when there's like situations that are changing, when there's people who desire action or who are looking to change things, the number 4 can be kind of like in the way because it's so omnipresent. It's kind of like the system in a sense. It's what has already been established. It's like tradition. And even though it's predictable and obvious, it can be very difficult to go against. So what I recommend is, like, if people are having problems with this number, I would say think of it like a conversation, 4 people like at a table, or 4 people sitting in the circle. Like, it takes like 3 times as much listening as talking, or 3 times as much like observation and planning or whatever as the actual action that is required. It takes understanding and kind of like waiting for the appropriate moment, or for a person to wait their turn. It can also be kind of thought of like at a 4-way stop. All the cars come to the stop, and the reason 4-way stops work is because people see who is there first, and then the person who goes first goes while the rest of the people wait. Like, it works as long as like everyone understands what's going on and people are considerate and intelligent and patient. If not, then there's a crash. Like, when people try to rush this number, it can be a crash. So, here's the last thing. This is the number 4 with every point connected. It has the X in the middle. And this is kind of like the number 4's spiritual side, because with all of the waiting and stuff, it's like it's charging a battery almost. There's a transcendental element to the number 4. And that's kind of about the number 22, if people are into numerology. Only like the number 4 can turn into, it can be very, very powerful in a spiritual sense. It can be like the whole thing about people at the crossroads. Like, it doesn't have to be the devil that's there. Standing at a crossroads is a very, very powerful thing, and that's one of the things that the number 4 does, is it can act as a crossroads. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to stop it here. I find the number 4 very interesting though, and these are some of the reasons why. Peace.